It was the third time this month I fake married my onstage fiancé, and the third time I nearly threw up behind the curtain. Maybe it wasn't the nerves, but the way our stage manager looked at me when the spotlight hit my kiss. They say actors lie for a living, but nothing felt more dishonest than standing in front of hundreds of people every night, smiling in a tuxedo, pretending I was in love with a woman while the only person who'd ever made my heart race was the man whispering cues in my headset. My name's Evan Blake, Broadway's rising star. Every critic called me the next big romantic lead. What none of them knew was that I was one whisper away from quitting it all. It started innocent Lido, isn't it always? Dean was the new stage manager on The Wedding Season, our sold-out romantic comedy about two star-crossed lovers finally tying the knot. From the moment I met him, something in my carefully rehearsed world cracked. He was the opposite of every actor I'd ever known: quiet, grounded, brutally honest. He didn't care about headlines or red carpets. He cared about the lights hitting on cue, the set not falling apart, and making sure I didn't pass out from nerves before the final act. And slowly that became everything. "Breathe, Evan," he'd say into my earpiece seconds before I walked on stage. "In through your nose, out through your mouth. You've got this." I lived for those whispers, more than the applause, more than the reviews, more than the empty smiles I had to fake during every staged kiss with Clara, me co-star, and the press's favorite off-screen maybe couple. Clara was gorgeous, no doubt. Sweet too. But she knew the truth. Hell, she was the first to know. "You're in love with Dean," she whispered one night after the curtain dropped. I froze mid-removing my bow tie. What makes you say that?" She gave a sad smile. "Because you only smile for real when he talks in your ear." I didn't deny it. For weeks I tried to drown it. Told myself it was a crush, infatuation, projection. But every time Dean brushed lint off my shoulder or fixed my mic, I'd forget what century I was in. One night, I lingered backstage longer than I should have. Just the two of us. The cast had gone. The crew was wrapping up. He was scribbling something in his notes. I stood silently, watching his brow furrow. "You staring at me for a line reading? Or because you forgot how to breathe again?" he asked without looking up. I laughed. Too loud. Too sudden. He looked up, and everything in my chest cracked wide open. "I'm tired of pretending," I blurted. Dean blinked. "Pretending what?" I stepped forward. "That I'm okay with this lie. That I'm okay kissing someone else. Pretending to be someone else. When every nerve in my body is screaming for something real." Silence. "You don't have to say anything," I said quickly. I needed you to know." He closed his notebook slowly, walked toward me, and then he cupped my face, steady and sure, like he'd been waiting his whole life to do it. "I've been waiting for you to say that since opening night. That night I didn't go home. But life isn't a love story, not yet." Rumors started. A blurry photo of us outside the theater. A hand on a shoulder. A glance held too long. Clara got hate online for getting in the way. Our producer called me in. "You want to ruin your career over a fling with backstage help?" I clenched my fists. "He's not help. He's the only person here who sees me." "Then keep it quiet. Keep it off the press. Or you're out." I wanted to scream, but instead I smiled for the cameras. Kissed Clara on the cheek at a gala. Played the role. Again. Dean pulled away. "I don't do secrets, Evan," he said one night, voice tight. "I'm trying to protect us." "No, you're trying to protect you. I won't be someone's shame." It broke me. For weeks we worked side by side, cold, professional. My performances dipped. My lines wavered. Reviewers noticed. Fans speculated. And then the studio doubled down. "A surprise wedding finale," the producer beamed. "Evan and Clara's characters get married live on stage. Real tears, real cake, real press." I felt my knees buckle. That's not in the script. It is now. Think of the buzz. That night I found Dean packing up lighting equipment alone. "I can't do it." He didn't look at me. "I mean it. I can't stand up there again and pretend. Not anymore." "Then don't," he said quietly. I stepped closer. Marry me instead. He turned, stunned. What? I laughed, tears stinging my eyes. Not legally. Not yet. But let's do it. Our way. Real. Offstage. No lights, no audience. Just us. His eyes softened. You serious? I nodded. I'd rather marry the stage manager than act another wedding scene with her. He pulled me into a kiss that felt like freedom. We didn't tell anyone. Not at first. But the day of the surprise wedding scene, I walked on stage in my tuxedo, hand in hand with Clara, and I stopped the show. Literally. The audience gasped as I stepped forward and took the mic. I can't do this. Clara looked at me, calm as ever. She nodded once, giving me silent permission. I'm sorry to the fans, to the producers, but I need to be honest. Cameras flashed. The house lights went up. My name is Evan Blake. I've lied to you every night for the last 6 months. But I won't lie anymore. I turned toward the wings. Dean was standing there, frozen. I'm in love with the man who's kept this show running night after night. The one who's picked me up when I was falling apart. And if I'm going to stand in front of a crowd in a tuxedo, it's going to be for him. There was a beat of silence. Then, applause. Slow, then building waves of it. Clara took the mic. Well, that's the best wedding twist I've ever seen. She kissed me on the cheek. Go get your guy. Dean walked out onto the stage, stunned, smiling, shaking his head. You're out of your mind, he whispered. Yeah, I said, but I'm finally free. We didn't lose our jobs. The opposite. The moment went viral. Headlines read, Broadway star declares love mid-show. The theater turned it into a new script. We co-wrote it the real wedding season. Opening night, we stood together, hand in hand, no more pretending. And this time, when the spotlight hit, it finally felt like home. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.